Welcome to the second review of the evening. Up this time is The Land of Glass. The Land of Glass is a card game with a twist. Speed. It's CCG meets action RPG, combining card collecting and deck building with frantic combat. Choose your heroes, build your deck, and save. I don't exactly know how to pronounce that. Vitarian, I guess. Sure, why not? Anyway, The Land of Glass is a new kind of card game, one where combat doesn't hold back and forth in precise turns, but operates in real time. The strategy and synergy of typical CCGs is present. However, you'll need more than that to succeed. The monsters won't wait for you to choose your best cards. Combat takes place over ever-changing grids, attack and defense. Punch your foes with big heavy blows or swift strikes while countering with a steady streams of defense cards. Use magic to infuse your attacks with fire, ice, explosions, and more. Lay traps, burn away defenses, and slow your opponents down for some much-needed breathing room. Magic is not confined to simply attacking or defending, though. Alter the playing field itself with massive spells. From fields of fire to lightning storms to man-eating plants. There are 9 different types of magic to find, and experimenting is the key to survival. Okay, I'll be honest, this sounds absolutely fucking horrible. Like, a real-time card game? I don't know.
It's not as bad as it sounds.
Right. Yeah. So this was given to one of our CCG experts in Petty Fan. So over to you.
So the gameplay itself is not bad. Like, it's... How do I explain it? There are 2 different windows, I guess the best way to explain it. There is your defenses and the opponent's defenses. Basically you need to put down offensive cards on your opponent's side to try and break the tiles, because the tiles have a numerical value, while building up your tiles, because once a tile breaks, your opponent can start attacking you for more damage and push you off the side of the cliff. Will you try and do the same to them? And then there are other things, like there is magic, so you can basically put a damage over time effect on a tile to make it easier to break. There is different kind of like shields to like cover more area defensively with just one card, because there's a little bit of a cooldown per card. And I'm getting into a battle right now, so we'll see how this goes. And yeah. Sorry, I'm focusing a little bit. There are offensive spells that you can put down to like damage your opponent as they walk into them. And there is kind of a, I guess, fatigue system, where if you go too fast, the game will just kind of like try and slow you down.
What do the positions mean on the card playing areas? Anything?
It's just where they can hit. So like each of the tiles is an area they can try and hit you at, and you just kind of need to plug that hole. And same for on the opponent's side.
I see.
Yeah, it's where the real time aspect comes in, because I mean that is one way to do that. It's not bad. Like, once you get into the groove, it's kind of fun. Though definitely don't try and play this on ultra wide unless you bump your mouse sensitivity up, because it can the assets are spaced a little too far apart, where playing it on a large window can actually make it harder. So that's something to think about. But if you want to play it windowed, it's fine. And then there's your regular deck building and things like that. You have your heal spell to heal some of your own endurance and stuff like that. And then you just kind of...
So you do sometimes have to actually drag things onto the actual character field and not just use the...
Yeah, not just dragging it to those windows. It's many of the spells like healing and two of the offensive fireball spells have to be dragged specifically onto the play area. I don't know if you can hurt yourself with them, but it is a thing. And then there are cards that can... I just got an area of effect spell, or an area of effect attack, which that's cool. And there is a deck, they call it weight, heft of equipment that you can get with permanent experience cards, or strength cards rather. But if you're too encumbered, you can't go further because that'd be a little broken. And then sometimes it's better to have smaller, lower weight cards. And then sometimes it's better to have, some higher ones with a little bit higher cooldown to actually break some of the defensive cards. So it's a give and take mix. And then there's also equipment. That these are just permanent stat buffs. Well, I guess more active when you use them. I get these buffs in combat. And then there is the burn card, which will reduce the defense of a tile over time, which is good. There is these field cards, which is fire is a fireball. It does burn damage to anything that touches it. There's meteor, which drops a one-time hit. And then there's heal, which I'm pretty sure I don't have to explain a heal card to this group.
Well, your life is different than your defense squares, yes?
Yes. The heal is more for your stamina than your actual life. So there is that.
Gotcha.
Once you're out of stamina, it's a lot harder to your cooldown's longer. And then I don't think you can actually deck out like you would in regular CCG. You just kind of your cards keep getting recycled, and you'll just draw new ones. And then you just throw your opponent off the edge and you win. And then I guess every win you get a booster pack of some kind that you can get any kind of card. I got the Sludge card, which puts a basically mire swamp thing that can make it harder for your opponent to move around. And then there's there's an equipment card that gives me more power in the swamp. So it's something that's kind of cool, and like you can see on the equipment screen things that are red are generally just outright worse than something that's blue. But like you can see
Talking about the glow or the actual color of the card?
The actual glow around it. Like there's a little red glow you can see. But you can kind of...
that's what I thought you meant. I was just clarifying because you do have some blue cards there.
Yeah. And then... Oh no. And yeah, like some of these also have some weight to them as well, which... It's one of those, it's fine. I can kind of see why, because if it's giving you, 10 to your different stats, it makes sense that it would, consume some weight. I will say I do like the kind of room transition we've seen a couple times, where like each of the layers like kind of build. It's an interesting effect, but I would imagine, playing this long term would get tiring.
So yes, real speed card game actually a problem.
Yeah. I mean, it's not as bad, but yeah, I could definitely see, like, trying to do this on like a large monitor without any mouse acceleration or something like that set up. Yeah, it's not the most accessible game. I'll give it that. Are there any questions or comments from you guys?
Not high.
Yeah. I will say the music, the loop gets annoying. It definitely needs either more music or just not like a 15 to 20 second loop, because it gets irritating. But that's just me. And like the story here is just your basic revenge plot. Someone at the local guild screwed up royally, basically brought what can be equated to the flood from Halo or like head crabs from Fallout. They're taking people over, and wibbly wobbly, our protagonists here had to kill their wives and their daughters. So they're going on a revenge quest because ain't nothing better to do. And then here you can kind of see the whole building map animation, which, I mean, it's not bad, but I can definitely see it getting tiring after, putting hours into
I guess it's not
a
a bad way of trying to make a stained glass look also be compatible with, gameplay.
And also I can imagine it's probably hiding a loading screen too. So there is that. But yeah. And like, yeah, there are times where you can fight multiple enemies at once. Good luck.
Need it.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much everything for me. The game is perfectly fine. It's just, like, I could see it getting grating after a while. Oh, shit. I say that as I wasn't paying attention to my defense and was like, oh no. Luckily, I got it. For now. But yeah, I guess if there's nothing else from you guys, I think we're probably done here. Because, like, game's fine.
Uh,
What are we looking at price-wise?
$14.99 USD.
14.
$15.
Honestly, the only thing that kind of is not really a deal breaker, but the music situation. I wish there was more. It's one of those not bad, but the 15-20 second loop gets grating. Though you can solve that problem by playing your own music. Go strike up the Lord of the Rings soundtrack on YouTube and bada bing, bada boom.
Mm. Yeah.
But yeah,
But,
I think,
yeah.
yeah. Overall, I guess maybe wait for a sale a little bit because this game doesn't have a demo, does it?
No.
All right, yeah. Definitely maybe wait for a sale because I know the style probably isn't for everyone and can be. I imagine I'm still fairly early in the game, but I imagine once you get deeper in, it's going to get a lot more difficult, even with a well-built deck. But it definitely shows that it could be fun. I may over the off, I may poke at it a couple more times. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's the best game I've played, but it's far from the worst. It's above average.
Neat.
All right. So yeah, I guess we're done with this one.
Yeah. I
Alrighty
believe
then.
so. All right. So that'll about do it for the Land of Glass. Be sure to tune in after the break as the Galax will be reviewing So Much Stuff Collector's Edition.